How does the state account for this? For example, when the legislature puts together its budget or when the governor puts together his budget, how do we pay for it? Do we put money aside for all of this?
So that's an interesting question. Normally, one would assume that this is something you have to pay, so it would be on your budget, right? We set money aside for retirement. We take that out of what we can spend on our house or car or whatever. The state doesn't really do it that way. The state has what they call hard liabilities. And that means that, say, you have a bond and they have to pay that bond and it charges them interest rate. That's considered a hard liability, so it's on the books. These are, I guess, soft liabilities. So they're future payments. They're not due immediately, so they're off the books. They're actually what's called a supplemental report. So when you look at all the accounting reports, there's a little appendix, if you will, at the very back, and that's where it outlines all of this. So when we talk about our state budget, we're not talking about paying for this liability.
Doesn't that get us in trouble if we just sort of put it off to the side?
Well, that's what's happened. It's happened over decades. For the past 70 years, we've had a state teachers and employees retirement system. Now they have an annual required contribution that they try to make, which is a certain percentage of it, and they've made it for almost all of those years, but still they're $3 billion short of what their estimated payout's going to be. Now the state health plan, that's a whole nother animal. They don't have a required annual contribution, so they're not putting any money into that, and right now we're looking at a $23 billion future payment to these state employees. And let me put that in context for you. Our state budget, our general fund, is $20 billion. So we're looking at a liability that's $3 billion over what we spend every year on state services.